Hello, gorgeous. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Give Them Lala podcast. Before we deep dive into it all, I need to remind you to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and make sure you comment on this video because I love to bump gums. Thank you. Did you watch Southern Charm?
I did.
It's the best show on TV right now.
I have to say, last night was the first time I've ever watched Southern Charm, and I almost feel nervous saying this to your friends here. But
Say it to my friends. We are a very open-minded group of people. It's a judgment-free zone.
Is it? Didn't seem that way on that last video.
You know what, though? Can I tell you, there was this girl, she always slides into and the reason I know about her is because Easton showed me something mean that she said about him, and she wrote a comment in the Sandoval video and said, "Unfollow. I'm glad I can finally be done listening to this podcast." And I was like, I've been wanting you gone for a minute. Like, people like you, I don't want listening. Like, you ain't in alignment with me.
The real ones, the ones who listen and like love it and vibe with us, those are the real ones. Thank you. Real ones. And we met a lot of those at BravoCon.
Well, it's like, I feel bad for you. You're constantly commenting mean things, and you still tortured yourself with listening.
Yeah.
And I had to give you a reason to stop. Like, you couldn't even come up with that on your own, being like, I just don't enjoy this. I think I'm going to listen to something else.
Yeah.
You continued to torture yourself. You're an idiot.
You're an idiot. Yeah. But Southern Charm was triggering for me.
Okay, tell me everything.
I do not know these characters. I do not know these people. I'm sure they're great. I was around a couple of them at BravoCon, didn't talk to them. They seemed great. I think it was like Craig, and is it Craig that's engaged to Paige?
Are they engaged?
Oh, you guys.
They're together. They've been in a long-term relationship
Paige
for a while.
is the one with the short brown hair.
Yes.
She's hilarious, by the way. Love her.
Great style.
Great style. I gave her a follow, and I was like, she's funny in style. But I lived in Nashville for 10 years. I'll make this quick. Lived in Nashville for 10 years. I went to Belmont University. When I was in college, we went to a lot of Vanderbilt University parties. There's something about the frat guys, Southern, with that are always in the jackets, the button-ups, the Sperry's, the bonobos. Like, they were never very nice to me. We never vibed. And like anytime the girls and I would go to frat parties, they were always douchey to me. And I'm generalizing like crazy. I'm sure there's amazing frat guys. I nannied for a couple whose guy was in a frat and he went to a nice school, and they were amazing. But in general, a lot of the Southern frat guys and I clashed all the time. I thought they were douchey. They thought I was like kind of masculine, and like I would make jokes and be sarcastic and they wouldn't get it. And then they were like, your friend's a bit, like, it was always like that.
Yeah.
And my girlfriends, like more sorority girls, always loved them, and I just clashed. So that when I watched this, I was like, oh, those are the same guys, and it was a little triggering for me. Even though they're probably not. Shep gave me a little of that vibe.
Okay, that makes sense.
Craig didn't. But it was like the fly fishing, even the outfits. This is so vain and like surface level of me, but I was just like sitting there watching, and it just took me back to those days. I'm gonna keep watching it because I think the girls are sweet, but it was tough.
Wow, I love a parallel that you can draw to why you were triggered.
But you love it.
I'm obsessed.
Okay, amazing.
And I think the boys are hysterical.
Yeah.
And I love Craig.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so funny because at BravoCon, I talked about this today on Amazon Live, but it was Myro and then Taylor Armstrong from OC, and then like Craig and Shep. Mm-hmm. And Taylor was disciplining them the entire Bravos.
Like turning around?
Turning around, and she was giving TMZ outside of Craig's energy. It was iconic. I was like, Tay, you good? And she was like, I will tell you what. I'm about to pull some Oklahoma on their ass. I could be their mother. It is annoying. It was amazing.
Good for her.
I loved it. So then we're walking out, and Shep seems a little down. And I was like, what's going on, dude? And he goes, Craig blamed it on me that I'm the reason why they stopped serving drinks in the show. Like they cut us off.
Were they? Was he?
I was like, no.
Oh.
They told us they were only going to serve drinks every other break because he told me that he was only served, I think, 2 or 3 drinks. And it was every other break. I was like, no, they were just done serving drinks. It was the last break, no drink.
Yeah.
And now the show's over.
Yeah.
That's why. He was very defeated by that comment.
Is he so tall?
The
they
Southern
all so
Charm Boys are massive.
Really?
Huge. And I've been around them before. And I'm like, did y'all get those shots where you grow like a foot or 2 more? Because you're ginormous.
Shep looks very tall.
I'm talking like 6'5", 6'6".
Wow.
They're huge.
Wow.
It's very hot.
I'm sure they're very nice. I just have, and it's probably something I have to work on. I just have a thing for those fratty guys a bad thing.
Well, we'll just both talk about it in therapy. We've all got our triggers.
Perfect.
What about Olivia and Taylor talking?
Olivia and Taylor talking when, okay, so it was
outside of Olivia comes up to Taylor's cabin or whatever, her parents' house.
Yes.
And the mom comes out.
Again.
Triggered. Not me, you.
Me, Olivia showing up. You guys, the sweetest thing. Olivia, friends with the parents, so sweet. But I had an experience in the South where God-loving and Christianity was very showy. So it was always like, oh, bless your heart, and like
God is with you.
She needs Jesus, and then they'd be talking shit. They'd be like this little, and say the most horrific things, and then be like, she just needs Jesus. And it's like, honey, you need Jesus. You need to go to confession, my friend, because you're being mean. But it was like, so then when there's like, even just the mom being like, I mean, God is good. Look at this beautiful land and this beautiful house. And it's like, right. But also like your jobs are good too to get that. God is good.
Also, like my brother just died. Like it's really hard for me to look at the scenery right now and be like, God is good.
God is good. It's like, yes, God is good. But it's also like, I don't know. There's just little things in the prayer outside. Please be just like, and it's like, I don't know. It
turned you off.
It's off-putting to me. I need to appreciate it more. That's a trauma. But I'm not trauma, but I'm just a bit triggered because of my experience. How did you feel? Because that's what I want to know about their conversation.
I loved the prayer.
Okay, sweet.
I'm big on prayer. And I just feel like Taylor's family, I feel like they're God-fearing people. I don't see them talking shit about people. I think that that their faith is everything.
Okay.
Taylor, I think, is a little lost. She's a lost little soul, sending nudies to people and making out with her best friend's ex-man. I understand why Olivia's like, you know what? I just don't trust you. And I love that she was upfront and honest about it. I'm not going to play pretend. I don't even feel comfortable enough staying here. I'm going to go to Shep's. Taylor shows up. She's like, so I left your house to just be with you at another house. What the hell? Felt so horrible for Olivia. Then Rod, who snores heavily, sits her down, says, I want to be exclusive. Maybe he's awkward on camera. I don't know. There is zero chemistry there.
Nope.
And if you close your eyes, he sounds just like Austin Kroll. I'm like, you guys sound like the exact same person. Don't they?
Wait, Austin Kroll.
Her ex-boyfriend.
Oh,
the blonde.
Like,
blonde who made out with
Austin.
Taylor.
Okay. It was the car, and look, I get it. It's like they're feeding into us as the audience, but the car ride where it was just like silent.
It was so awkward.
And I was like, tensing up. I'm glad she said, well, that's not what I'm looking for right now. I think Taylor is a little lost, but I also think, I've been there. It's like, I also think she's just like I haven't been there. I've never made out with a friend's man. I've had that happen to me, which is why I've never done it. But, she was so fed up at the end of the night that my heart started to break a little when she did the wine thing.
I'm sorry, but that was so freaking funny.
Oh, what?
Shep losing his mind over the ping pong game. And then being like, do you enjoy making fun of me? And her being like, do you enjoy cheating on me? And he goes, sometimes it was fun. No, you ass. Wrong thing to say.
Literally triggered because I used to fucking see that all the time. Your fucking football team lost and now you're being a little bitch to me at your frat party because your football team lost. Oh, and like
Helen knows the owner.
Helen knows it. Literally, he had ping pong. He lost at ping pong, and then he's gonna bitch around and cry and be like, "You're making fun of me." It's like, if I were her, I would have laughed in his face and been like, "You're a weirdo. You're a baby. I'm out."
Same. I wouldn't have said like, do you enjoy cheating on me? It's
I
like,
know.
what does that have to do with the ping pong game? And then his reaction to that was like,
Sometimes.
I think the winner here is Shep. Shep won the game. And then she crawls in bed with him that night.
Another fucking trigger is a lot of Southern women friends of mine. It was like, and this, I love Southern women, but it was like the man can be so rude and mean to you and call you names, and then you're like, you make this big scene, and then an hour later you're like, sweetie, move over, I'm getting in bed with you. It's like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Call her mama. She needs some prayer.
Well, yeah.
And
yeah.
tell her to add me to the prayer list because I'm in need of some too.
I do like, overall, I love her parents though. So sweet. Her parents are darling. And what I said earlier does not reflect who I am as a human.
You're an asshole. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of the Give Them Lala podcast. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and I will catch you next week.